What's good, everybody? Welcome, Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, the J. Johnnie Mobley Jr. I was going to spell it, but it was going to be too long, so it just took away the effect of the whole thing.
You all right?
I am. It's your boy, Johnnie Mobley Jr.
Hey, y'all. I'm his wife, Deirdra.
And we something like an ordinary couple.
With extraordinary purpose.
So I was going to say, it's your boy, the J, the O, the H, the N, the I, the E, the M, the O. See, it was too much.
No, you could have just stopped.
No.
With the first name.
Because I say Johnnie Mobley Jr., so it wouldn't make sense for me to just spell Johnny. I would have had to spell the whole thing. That's why I just didn't do it, because it was going to take the effect. You know, people have been like the J, the O, the A, the N, the... And I got the M, the O, the B. They wouldn't have been rocking with me no more, because they'd have been like, this.
Well, baby, I feel like if you would have said it and done it like real confidently, like, who gonna check me, boo? They would have just danced and jigged right along with you.
You probably would have.
It's all about how you
You're right.
present it, you know?
You probably would have gave me a look.
No, I'm with you.
You would have covered me.
Always.
That the red one over there would have looked at me crazy.
Greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings. All you mob stars. Paige had our shirt on today.
What shirt?
The greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings one.
The one, the saying I'm going to take away from you if you don't be saying. Did you say it already?
I just said it.
You just said it because you said she had the shirt on. Did you greet the people like that?
Okay, so after we finish recording this, we can go back so you can hear me tell the people greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings. So are you with me, sir?
I'm with you.
Oh, I got to be concerned about you.
You ain't got to be concerned. I'm all right.
Hey, mob stars. How y'all doing? Hey, patrons. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for joining.
Got me feeling like I'm 12.
Great morning.
Hey, y'all. It's not morning.
Well, remember what Bridget said?
What?
Stop saying good evening or good night because it releases in the morning, mother. You don't remember that?
Great day.
Great day.
It's just a great day.
It's a great day. It's been a great week. I've had another task added on because one of my coworkers was out, y'all, and I can honestly say that they worked me hard.
That's all right. Because the first of the year, she coming off the job. And I'm hoping somebody from her job watching this, she coming off the job.
Joe Zanzabo.
And I'm not saying that to be nasty. I'm just saying we got work to do.
I got work to do. I don't remember the rest of the song.
Is that a song?
That is a song.
That is a song.
You heard what? Okay, I'm gonna pull it up when we get done. Matter of fact,
you know that.
Let me text it to myself so I can pull it up for y'all because obviously, I have to prove myself to y'all.
I think I done heard the song before.
I'm just gonna text myself. Hold up, y'all. I'm just gonna text myself so I can show them after we get done.
Joker, I know the song.
That's the song. That's just like this morning. So y'all. The two of the Grand Boys was with us for this beginning of the week because their parents were out of town, right? And so this morning when they came out of they gotten dressed and I was getting dressed, I told them, I said, say great morning, Holy Spirit. So they said it. And I said, tell the Lord thank you for waking you up this morning. So they said it. And so the younger of the two, Taj, is 5, and Taj is 4. Yep, he's 4. Taj is always humming or singing. He makes up songs. And so we laugh at him all the time because literally Johnny was saying when they were home watching TV that they're supposed to be watching a movie that Taj was laying on him humming. And so that's just his MO. Taj is gonna be a worshiper. So I say, Taj, okay, so give us a song. What's a song in your heart, Taj? Because you always got a song. And so he says, okay, God is not evil. Okay, that's a song, Taj.
And then she said, sing it. That's a real song. He said, yes, we sing it at church.
Yeah. I said, how does it go?
Sing it.
I said, how does it go? He said, I need somebody to sing it with me. I said, God is not evil. He loves us so. Taj said, God is not evil. He loves us so. Taj, that is not a song. And he was like, Tristan was like, that's not a song, Gigi. I said, well, I told him that I was going to call his godmama, who goes to the same church as him. And I said, I'm going to ask her if it was a song. He said, please don't call her.
You said a song and it's hard.
You are absolutely right.
4-year-old boy said, God
right.
is not evil.
God is not evil. You are, I'm sorry, Todd. You are absolutely right.
And you should have just told him to sing it from his heart.
But you know he will.
Sing it from his heart.
You know he will.
I almost choked him out. We was sitting on that couch, all us up under that one cover, and he singing a whole song. I don't even know what the song was.
Yeah.
And then hold his hand. Boy.
Don't do him like that.
Can you hush?
When I was dropping them off earlier, I was listening. Oh, I cannot. Oh, William... Bishop William Murphy. Even if it's just us, we gonna change the world. Singing my back out. The next thing I know, I hear them echoing the song.
Both of them?
Yeah. And it was something, a part of the song that said something about lift your hands and sing it or whatever. So I'm singing, and it's saying something about the just shall live. Just shall live by faith. And they back there, the just shall live. I was like, yes, Lord, y'all gonna be saved yet. It was fun. It reminded me of how I used to do with, I think it was Lauren. When she used to be little, I used to be in the back seat riding, and I was singing, she would be singing. So those are the shenanigans that's going on with us, y'all. It's about to be Thanksgiving. This will air after Thanksgiving, so we hope you all have had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Don't
eat too much.
Don't eat. Well, they would have already eaten by the time they see this. We hope you didn't eat too much.
Yeah,
does that count?
I can't fix it. Don't eat too much.
Right.
Don't. But I can't tell y'all throw the food away because don't do that.
Well, baby, they already gonna have eaten.
But they probably got a lot of food left.
Right. It's a few days after Thanksgiving.
Enjoy your family.
Yeah, enjoy your family. We have a couple of the girls not missing, but they won't be here when we do dinner. And we are...
Paige ain't going to be here.
Right. Mm-hmm. They'll be out of town. So we may see them later on that evening. But, baby, we going to be so low-key.
From
chilling.
12 to 2 is the window.
It's for
and
dinner,
after
right?
That, everybody else is just me and my wife in here.
Yeah. Legit,
we gonna be watching movies, and some movies gonna be watching us.
Watching us, y'all. We've been a little under the weather for the last week and a half, and but we've been still pressing through and going to work, and it's been a lot going on. However, this weekend we gonna be chilling so hard.
We gonna try to go and see Black Panther.
Guys, if we have helped your marriage in any way, or if you are new to this podcast, please make sure that you go and check out our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and share it. Click on the bell so you can get the notification when we come out with new episodes. Also, you can go to momentswiththemobleys.com to check out everything about us. You can access our episodes as well, all things Mobleys. If you need a consultation with us, you can book through there or Instagram or Facebook. Just thank y'all for following. We're on all social media platforms as Moments with the Mobleys, except Twitter. On Twitter, we're Mobley Moments. We even on TikTok. We're going to do some TikToks this weekend, Mobley, because...
you ain't trying to do no TikTok.
I am.
So this is something I want to tell you. I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with y'all, too. What's up?
So you about to share this with me on this live recording.
Yeah.
And that I've never heard before. Do you really want to do that?
Listen.
Okay.
So, and I've told you this before. But
just check us out, y'all. We appreciate y'all. Go ahead.
I've told you this before.
Okay.
So, and all those are just fillers.
They're fillers. Just take your time and say what you're going to say.
That does not need to be said. So, you don't have to say anything.
Right.
in between your statement.
Right.
So when you speak, because you speak very well.
Thank
so when
you.
you speak, you don't have to say
Just pause.
Just pause. If you need a minute to pause, you control the tempo of your conversation.
Thank you.
So you
So I need to go take me a Toastmaster class. Is that what you're saying?
All I'm saying is that's just
I appreciate that. You have told me that before.
Speaking, well-spoken people, they don't. Most of them don't use the and the fillers, so you don't have to use the fillers.
Right.
So
I'll take it
to help you.
I appreciate that.
It's just that's constructive, healthy, constructive criticism.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. You well spoken.
Thank
so you don't have to use the and the
just be trying to think,
I know.
And so instead of saying that just, give a pause.
Yeah, if you need to pause it, just pause it.
Okay. I'll try that.
Okay.
The next time.
I love you.
Tell me this.
Wait till I get off the camera.
This is a form of uncovering.
This is not uncovering. People need to see us have these kind of conversations. That wasn't a form of uncovering.
Right.
But what's wrong?
Right. I'm just admiring this shirt that I bought you from this conference that I went to many years ago, and it says, tell them what your shirt says.
I can't see it.
Turn around. It says, strength is for service, not status. Romans 15:1, maybe? Got my glasses. Yeah, 15:1, Message Bible. I went to this is real random that I'm telling y'all this, but I went to, and they went to right? I went to a Israel Houghton workshop. It was a conference / workshop in Texas. And the workshop was literally heaven on earth. The whole conference, we got teachings during the daytime, and at night it was worship services, y'all, and it was worship. And one night they had different guests, groups coming. One night I went to the restroom, and it was high praise. By the time I wasn't in the restroom no extended amount of time. Went to the restroom, used the restroom, washed my hands, gathered myself, came back in the sanctuary, and quickly it went from high praise to worship. The entire church. And it wasn't no little bit of people. The entire church was on their face in worship. And I just walked in.
I feel like this need to be Deidra's corner right now.
And joined in and laid on my face with them. That's what type of conference it was. And this was one of the shirts that was being sold. That strength is for service, not status. Meaning the strength that, God gives you, and all your gifts and all your talents, use those to serve. Because before we're anything, we should be servants. And not for status, not to say I'm a deacon or I'm a minister or I'm a pastor or I'm this leader or I'm that leader. But do it instead of, what's the word? Instead of being so adamant about pushing what your status is. Be a servant first and let your actions speak louder than your words. Amen. See, I intentionally thought about what I said instead of saying, So what we're talking about briefly tonight is, and I told Johnny this because it's been in my spirit it's been in my spirit. I know it'll take practice. It's been in my spirit ever since I heard about it happening. And it's more recently been back in my spirit again because this couple just got sentenced. And we talk about current world going ons. Sometimes we don't really base the podcast on talking about, this has happened recently in the world, and so we got to jump on the hot topics and all
We
this
do
stuff.
when it comes to marriages and
Right,
couples and stuff, because
but
that's what
not
we do.
always is what I'm saying. That's not our total focus. But we have been watching the Chrisleys, Todd and his wife, for a while because they're comical. We like their family and watch their stuff. And when it came out, maybe earlier this year, last year, of the accusations about the fraud and all that stuff, and I was like, oh Lord, let it not be true, because you and I know what everybody says when you look at stuff on TV and you see these people portrayed on TV, they're acting or they're whatever they have going on. You can't just make an assumption that you know them. You know what they give you. You know what you see, basically. And it kind of took me. I was like, wait, what? I hope that's not true, because I know some of the accusations was saying that, or some of their rebuttal was that it was somebody in their camp that was doing something underhanded or under the table. And so Tuesday, today's Wednesday, so that was yesterday. They were back a few months ago. I think in June, maybe they were found guilty of it, and then their sentencing was yesterday, and so they got some time. And I was telling Johnny about it, and we were just talking about it, and I also shared with him that today I read that the daughter, Savannah, will have custody over her niece, the 10-year-old niece, and then the 16-year-old brother. And for me, that was just like, and it just is staying with me. And so I was like, okay, Lord, if it's staying with me, let's talk about it. Because what you don't, sometimes in marriages, you see maybe like a husband will be or get incarcerated, and maybe the wife is on the outside with the kids, and they still manage to maintain a marriage throughout that being that separation. Or it could be vice versa, because it has been before. I know I've read about I think at least one scenario. I don't remember where or when, but when the wife was the one to get incarcerated. And I was telling Johnny today about a couple that I read about, and I want to say they're from New Orleans. It's a black couple. They had the movie was made on, and it came out on Netflix. And I'll look it up at some point, and I was telling Johnny about it. He was like, well, when did you watch this movie without me?
Listen, I'm intensively listening like the rest of y'all, because go ahead.
You so crazy. But it was a movie about the husband and the wife did like an armed robbery. They were desperate for money. They had kids. And I think the cousin was the getaway driver. Long story short, they got caught. They served time, but they gave them like, I want to say, I know the husband, they gave like this astronomical amount of time to serve. The lady served her time, the wife, she got out. She was able to raise the boys, but she started becoming an advocate for mainly like black men who would get sentenced to like longer periods of time than their white counterparts in committing the same crime or similar crimes. And so she fought for him and advocated and now speaks, and this is basically all they do, because she was able to work with different people and organizations. And so the sentence did get cut short, and he was released, and they made the story, and it was on Netflix. I promise y'all I'm gonna find the name of it before we get off. It was a beautiful love story. Yeah, they made a bad decision, and both of them ended up in jail. She got out before he did. She advocated and fought for his sentence to be reduced. And they got back together, and now they do this together, and their boys are doing well. But in thinking about that, and in the Chrisleys getting sentenced yesterday, what it led me to think about was this couple that I just told y'all about from Netflix. Like, how do you, that can be so damaging that's the word, damaging to a family. Like it hurt me as if they was my own people. You
Because you
know,
talking about them like they your kinfolk.
right? I really know that I am, but it was just saying that it was just what I begin to think about how the kids are affected. But I know that with Todd and Julie, they had to prepare for this possible outcome. I read on, I want to say it was an article on CNN where the Savannah basically said, I guess they had prepared this to happen, prepare for this if they went for their sentencing and got time. They had already had stuff in place. She would be the guardian of the 10-year-old niece Chloe, and then the brother who's 16. And so it just, for me, of course, we talk about marriage and we talk about families and we talk about kids and all that. So think about, and I go to the couple from New Orleans, the fact that the mom was able to get out in a few years, right? And so she rallied and gathered not only people to now help fight against the crazy sentence that was thrown at her husband, but she gathered and rallied around her boys. Like, they went and visited their daddy. They knew, she spoke to them about their daddy. She made sure that they knew who their dad was. She made sure that they weren't going to be just the, average boy who's, because you know what path that couldn't go down. If you have boys who are not guided with a father figure in the home, your daddy in jail, and then so the whole scenario that society wants to paint is that they're just gonna be boys who amount to nothing, amount to no good, no daddy in the home, he's locked up, and so they're gonna be the typical drug dealer or the typical this or the typical that. But as I was telling you earlier, they're actually, one is a dentist, one is doing something with law. Like, all of the boys are older, except for the last one, I think is still in school maybe. But all of them are doing well and seem to be well adjusted, and they were included in the fight to get their dad's time,
So
reduced.
the mama mustn't didn't serve a lot of time.
She didn't serve a long time, and her mom cared for the boys, if I'm remembering the movie right. You see what I'm saying? So think of the strength of that woman to say I think it's about 5 boys, to say, no, y'all not going to be statistics. Me and your dad made a bad choice, and we have to pay for it. Served my time, but they threw the whole book and the whole judicial system at him because of, the amount of time that he had was just crazy. But we gonna fight, and we gonna fight together. I'm gonna keep y'all together, and y'all gonna be somebody's. So yeah, it was. Ooh.
So earlier when my wife was telling me this, my question to her was, when did you watch the movie? And where was I? And your answer was what?
I don't know.
Which furthermore...
Because I watched the movie at home.
Which furthermore told me where she watched the movie at, and it wasn't home.
It was at home.
It was not home.
It was on Netflix at home.
You know where I'm at more. You stop. You know every place I'm at.
Okay.
So you ain't no way you ain't knew where you talking about. You watched it at home and you didn't know where I was at.
Well, I'm sorry. I watched it. And it stuck with me.
Okay, we ain't gonna say where you watched it at, though.
Like I told you, I went and I followed them on social media. And so that's what they do, advocate to get sentences shortened for mainly African-American men who have been given these crazy sentences.
Well, it's created. That's created for not just black men, but mostly black men, but men, period, to keep a man there so the household doesn't have leadership.
Yeah.
So it's created for that. And mostly it's black men. But that's what the system created for.
Yeah, I was
not sure why it's still created like that and why it hasn't changed, but that's what it's created for. So
I'm gonna find it.
what was your reasoning for wanting to talk about this?
Just mainly because like how I need to find it, y'all. And if I wasn't looking for it, I'd be able to find it. Just to talk about like how do you get how do you get how do you get through it? What must be the mindset of see, this is why I shouldn't have all this stuff up on my phone at the same time. Um
Okay, look for it later.
right, because I'm lost at this point. Sorry, y'all. How do you first and foremost, it's tough enough dealing with one person being incarcerated, but both people being incarcerated.
So
So
parents.
yeah, with children that are not adults. Of course, adult children are affected too, but how do you um can a marriage survive through or can a marriage survive this? Because you find a lot of things that happen in a marriage and you're able to overcome them and survive them. But for a husband and a wife who literally love each other,
Can a
maybe
marriage
made decisions together that weren't the right decisions, and now they have to pay the consequences for them and be away from each other, maybe locked in different facilities. Do you think do you think it'll last? Do you think it'll be able to sustain itself? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I that's kind of hard for me to speak on because I don't know. Of course, I don't know that life because that never happened to
Right,
us.
right.
But
I was just
the
saying
one
from
thing
your
that I
aspect, how do you?
the one thing that I do know that they have to it depends on the person and the people.
Yeah,
That's what it depends on. Some people, when they make bad decisions, they chalk it up to their life and how they grew up and all this other stuff, and they got caught, and some of them not. They repeat offenders, and they just go to prison and they just accept it. They just
yeah,
accept whatever the judge say, whatever say. But that's what these people did. That was a fight in them, and they was fighting not only for their life, their marriage, but they was fighting for their kids too.
yeah,
So, and sometimes it takes something like that to happen for that to actually activate that part in a person.
hmm,
So yeah, everybody don't respond like that.
right,
Everybody doesn't. They don't respond like that. So I think that depends on the person and
yeah,
the people involved.
yeah.
So this couple you talking about, they special.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to look it up, Allison, to be honest with you, because they it was literally on the tip of my tongue, and then I lost it.
Well, that's
I'll
a
see when I tell y'all the movie itself was powerful because you could tell she was very strong willed. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this is you all will not be the
was it a
statistic.
documentary or was it a
It was
movie?
documentary, but yeah,
So it had
and
actors and actresses in it, or
it
did they
had
play their
no,
part?
yeah, they it was a whole documentary, documenting everything. So it was them, it was her kids
Okay.
documenting everything in it, and so
Yeah.
and
Can a marriage withstand that? Can a family withstand that? I do believe they
no, that
can.
wasn't it, Allison. Go ahead.
I do
I
believe
can't
they
remember her
can,
name.
but it solely depends on the people that are involved and their
Yeah,
mindset.
yeah. Um, and I'll like I said, I'll find it. I do know that they're from New Orleans because her accent was very, very thick. Uh, and they it was just her whole demeanor for me when she got out, and that became her mission, and to fight to get the time reduced, his sentence minimized, and to be able to get him out, I guess, for time served. It took a while. But they took you through in the documentary through the triumphs, through the defeats, through her, being tired, but still holding her family together. And she would go around the places and speak about it as well. But and that was sheer tenacity and determination by her to know, yeah, we made a decision, but as we have sometimes told the girls, like, you're not your decisions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That doesn't make you. It was a bad decision. Pick yourself up. Move on, move forward. And so basically, that's what she did.
Yeah.
Like, they were young, they were desperate for money. They had this plan that obviously was the wrong plan, but he should be let out for time served. And I can't remember what the whole thing of it, as far as the timeline of how long it took her to get him.
And they both were charged for the same thing?
I think their charges were different. So he got the bulk of the charges. Yeah. And so she was released first. Then the husband was released, and then I think it was the cousin that was the getaway driver. They eventually got him out as well. Yeah. The cousin, the nephew, somebody who it was. And so I promise y'all I'm gonna find it, because it's gonna pick me until I find it. But going to Todd and Julie Crisley, like, we always, and we ourselves say this as well, you really have to think about your decision and how they're going to affect your family, affect your children, affect yourselves. And they are at the point to where they're going to now do an appeal, I believe is what I read. They're going to do an appeal, because I was really hoping, like, Lord, let this not be. And I don't think they still are saying that it wasn't, but it's just like, how is this family going to now move on from both parents being taken out of the equation as far as being locked up, and now the daughter is raising.
Well, I mean,
finishing raising the 16-year-old and the baby girl and the niece who's 10 years old.
Like you said, they planned for it, so I'm pretty sure before this actually came out on Tuesday that they had a whole plan together. So they probably got a supportive team too. I know he got a mom, and she got a mom, and they got a older son too.
Mm-hmm.
So
an older daughter as well.
Yeah.
From a previous marriage.
So they probably got support. So I don't know. So you said they saying that it was somebody on their team that actually did
it? Like an accountant or somebody that was responsible, I guess, for reporting things, monies and stuff like that. This is what I read months ago when they were going to court.
So,
and that they themselves didn't do it, but I guess they showed, evidence that supported that that they knew and they were a part of it. And so that was like the part, like, I was like, oh man, things can change literally in a blink of an eye. And that's why it's so important, even as parents, to think about the choices that you're making, because now everybody is affected. And I looked up something to see, like, what are the statistics when it comes to both parents being locked up, and how does that work? And, how do you deal with the now what the kids are feeling? How do you deal with that? And how do you deal with how the parents are feeling? And can the marriage sustain, or can it last? And I didn't necessarily get something that targeted that, but the study that I found was from a website called lightinprison.org. And what it was saying was, it says, This was all the way back in 2005, though it says the New York Times estimated that between a married man's arrest and the end of his first year in prison, 80% of marriages break up. That's just with the man being locked up. For female inmates, the divorce rate is closer to 100%. Yeah. One more recent study, which is later than 2005, says that each year of incarceration increases the odds that the inmate's marriage will end in divorce. So as the time goes on, the odds go up more that they will get a divorce before or after the inmates get. Each year of incarceration increases the odds that the inmate's marriage will end in divorce before or after the inmate gets out of prison by an average of 32%. In this text, it was saying that there really isn't a lot of hope for couples in who's in this situation to make their marriage work. But again, because we believe this article was written by a person, I think, who is over like prison ministry and stuff like that. And what they were saying was, but we believe that God can do anything. And even keeping couples together that have now been incarcerated at the same time, keep their relationship going some kind of way by letters, and they actually can overcome even this hurdle of remaining married. And when they get out, because I think Todd's sentence was 12 years, hers was 7, the wife's was 7. What I think like 3 years of supervised something after release.
Yeah. So I don't have a whole lot of opinion about it. I haven't done no research on it or anything like that.
And I know you hadn't. I just, again, I was thinking, it was really like just staying in my mind, like, God, how do you, like, literally praying for them, like, sustain them and keep them, because I'll say this again and again, we are not, our sin. We're not the mistake that we made. Yeah, there was something that we did or in that moment, but I just could not fathom, because the one time, did we share this with them? The one time that you did get locked up? Mm-mm. Okay, well, let's share it tonight. My husband, this was when I had just had our twins, and we lived in South Carolina, but Johnny worked, I think, in Georgia, and he was coming home one night, and the cops were really, really crazy at this point. It was close to, I want to say it was close to Christmas. It was, because I had them in November. It was closer to Christmas, and Johnny was coming home, and they stopped him right before he got on, maybe 15 minutes away from home. 15, 20 minutes away from home. And they stopped him, and they were on this particular evening, because they stopped him and asked him for proof of insurance. And he was going in the glove compartment to get the insurance card registration. And they literally told him that if he didn't have the insurance card in his wallet, he didn't have insurance. Yeah, that part. And I think we kind of summed the whole thing up that they were being just a-holes that night. But I want y'all to know that the cop called me and told me that they were getting ready to take him and lock him up for no insurance, which we obviously had. And I'm asking him, it's in the glove compartment. Like, what do you mean? And he told me that if it was not on his person, which I've never heard that before. And he said that they would wait there long enough for me to get a ride to come and get the vehicle, and they wouldn't tow it. And so I got there, and they had my husband in the police car, and they took him to jail that night. And I took our car and went back. I think I went and stayed at my took the kids and we went to my grandmama's house. And I called Johnny's parents, and his dad was, asking me, were we okay? Was I okay? And that he would be there first thing the next morning, because they took him to a jail that was maybe about 30 minutes away from where we lived. And his dad said, don't worry about it, Deidre. I'll be there first thing in the morning, tomorrow morning, to get him out. And even just that amount of time for me, that was overnight, y'all. So I don't understand how in the world, like, even, some women do it with being separated from their husbands and then them being incarcerated for a long time, or what that whole dynamic looks like. But I know it can be a stress and a strain on the family. And I know, like you said, you hadn't done any research, but just in the way of, how you're wired and how we feel about families in general, about relationships in general. That, for me, that was a hard pill to swallow overnight for foolishness. That was absolutely, and I want to say they threw it out, didn't they?
Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this wouldn't be something that I would want to approach like this.
Yeah.
I would definitely want to do some, because it's a lot that you got to take in consideration.
Yeah.
If somebody's never been in prison, and then now you get a good amount of time that you got to serve.
Yeah.
So prison life is completely different from what somebody would be, that's never been there.
Yeah.
So I would think that you would have to be different, or become a little different when you're in prison, because of the living circumstances and all this other stuff. Mm-hmm. And this is just like I said, this is me just thinking. I never went to prison. I went to jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a difference.
There's a difference, right?
So I don't know. I know that there's a huge mindset difference that has to happen, because the reality of, let's just take the Grizzlies, them living like they've been living,
right?
And now you're not, literally you're not. So yeah, I just know the mindset of trying to get in the mindset of what you need to do, and there's a lot of isolated thoughts that you'll be thinking, and a lot of up and down decisions that were made, things you could have did different. You letting your family. It's a lot of different things could be in there. So I don't want to speak on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I get it.
Without the research. So I got a lot of stuff that just in my mind, what you're talking about it, that I can say, but they my thoughts. They're not facts. And I think in what I do and I practice, I believe, I can say something, but it'll be immature for me to say that I can just give folk, advice on this, and I haven't done no research.
Yeah.
Of course, we do think a marriage could work through anything. And that's us saying anything without this part of it. So this part of it, my wife wanted to talk about. I didn't know we was going to go this deep into it. But I don't want to give no information or nothing like that without this. Because I don't, being in prison is completely different from being in jail overnight.
Yeah.
And, living in a prison for 7 years or 12 years that's insane. Yeah. That's a completely different environment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, y'all, I still can't find it. It's
So as far as a marriage working in that, I think the statistics that you read, I think they pretty current, regardless if they was done in 2005. Yeah.
I think that the documentary even got like a I want to say a Oscar nod, maybe, or something like that, because I know they did have to go to California for. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on surrounding the movie. I promise y'all, I can't find it for this episode, but I will find it and I will tell y'all about it, the name of it, so y'all can. I don't even know if they're running on Netflix anymore, but I did, and I know I caught a sort of caught hubby off guard with this one, but it stayed and stayed and stayed with me from, like I said, when all of this first came out, and then for the sentencing to happen yesterday, and it just makes you think about your choices and your decisions in life, especially when you are, you're tasked with being, first and foremost, you're a married couple who um who are in the life that you're in, and like you said, the lifestyle, and had the TV show, and these luxuries and different things like that. And for me, just to go from that to now being separated from your children, and I know it could happen to anybody, and I do know for people who may say, well, you make decisions, it comes with consequences. I wholeheartedly believe all that, but I pray that if this was something that they really, really, were responsible for and really did do, that they'll, repent to God for it. But I just pray that, maybe the sentences will be shortened, or they'll, do their time, pay for the crime that was committed, but then still be able to live life after this.
Yeah,
That's my prayer.
And even with that,
Yeah,
we don't know the totality of what actually happened.
right, and that's what I'm saying. Either way, that's why I'm saying that.
I said a long time ago. I can't remember when. I said a long time ago when the Housewives of Atlanta first came out, and I think you was watching it, used to watch it, and then I think I watched a couple of episodes of it, and then I was like, this is some foolishness. These people lives, and now this is our entertainment.
Yeah.
And I said,
I remember you did
pretty
say that.
soon, our entertainment is gonna be different people's lives and their stuff, and allowing people, the world, into their lives to just be entertained. And a lot of this stuff, even with the reality shows, it ain't even real. Like, you got somebody behind the scenes telling you what to do to get more readings, to get more, not readings, but ratings, and to guide you and direct you in what you need to do. So, and I knew that a long time ago. And our producers and our managers, they already do this for a living, so they already know what it is. So they done studies of it. So it happens. But for whatever reason, now, instead of watching just Good Times and Jeffersons and, some of y'all might don't know what that is. Martin, how about that? Instead of watching just TV shows that entertain you with actors, with scripts, now we just watching people's lives get tore up, and people get tore up, and broken people being directed to do more crazy and broken stuff, and now this is your life, and we do it all for money. We do it all for money. The Grizzlies do what they do. They did what they did. They did it for money.
Yeah, like you say, if in fact it is what it is, yeah.
So my prayer would be that this humbles them. If anything else, it humbles them, whether they was the one responsible for doing it in the first place or not.
Yeah.
That it humbles them to a place that where they'll think different. Because at the end of the day, all the cars they had, the houses and all that probably don't mean nothing to them right now.
Yeah.
It's them not being together and them being together as a family. So
yeah, and I think it said like three of the three shows that they had got canceled. All got canceled after they were sentenced.
Yeah, but I can guarantee you they gonna run reruns, and the TV company, they gonna make their money off it. They gonna keep making money. They ain't gonna stop.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in.
Yeah. Well, I'll just keep them.
What you
The
want to
Lord
do?
is
You
keeping
want to
me
do?
and He keeping them in my spirit for some reason.
You want to do
so
prison ministry?
I'll just continue to pray for them.
You trying to go do prison ministry or something? Marriage,
Well,
prison?
if that's where the Lord is leading us, then we gonna be obedient.
Well,
Because we
he
say
ain't
yes.
said nothing to me.
Well, all I'm saying to you,
he put it on your heart.
All I'm saying to you is what you told me when I was trying to buck on being in this, doing this marriage ministry and thing that the Lord has given us and stuff. You said, baby, it'll be better if we do it together. So if I say yes, you ain't gonna say yes. If that becomes of
If
what the
he
Lord
spoke
has
to
for
you,
and we are one. Dun dun double one. Because guess what? I trust when you come to me and tell me that the Lord has given you something, and He says to move on it. I'm down like 4 flat tires. Am I not?
you are.
But I'm not saying, and I never said this. The Lord came to me in a dream, and this is what He said for us to do, or whatever.
He don't put nothing on your heart this long,
Right, and so
for
I'll
nothing.
just pray about it. Like
And
I said,
my
I'll just pray.
my prayer to you, and I'm being serious. My prayer to you is that this is real and not, because we all got a little nosiness in us and want to know a little bit more to find out.
Is that some whole shadery? It was something right there on my tongue that was about to come out. Really, Johnny?
But obviously it's not, because the response that I just got. So yeah, we'll pray on that. We'll pray on that.
I ain't trying to be. I don't want to know that much.
Let me tell you something.
Trust me, it ain't a day of nosiness. Now I ain't that nosy.
Here's the thing, though. With that, you see what comes with what we do now,
right?
When we counsel,
right?
That's an entire different. That's an entire different entity for us to even do. So we definitely would have to that'll be something different.
I understand that. However, I didn't say that He came and told me this is what I want y'all to do. I said it has been on my heart. So when that comes upon me like that, I pray about it. I get in a posture of prayer. I don't just say, "Oh, the Lord wants us to do a marriage ministry in the prisons."
But you came to me. You said,
"No, I didn't say that."
You said the Lord must want us to talk about this tonight because it's still in my heart.
Right. Us talking about it tonight is not us signing up to go start a whole prison marriage ministry for prisoners.
I got you.
How did we jump all the way there? Me and him gonna have a talk tonight.
Well,
about
I just want to be clear, because you know how thorough I am when it comes to a lot of this stuff.
Right, but you foreseeing all of this stuff that I didn't.
Well, I got
foresee
to.
And
if
I
God
didn't take
putting it on your heart,
right,
and then you talking about it the way you talking about it, then I need to foresee it,
right?
To try to prepare,
right. But I didn't say that. I'm giving you notice that tonight on November 23rd that the Lord has given me instruction.
Okay, this is obviously turning somewhere else now.
Right, it turns somewhere else when you said
go.
There's a pocket. There could be a pocket.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that it was the sincerity.
So you don't know me?
I do know you.
If you don't know me by now,
I do
you
know
will
you.
never know me.
That's why I said what I said. Small percentage. You ain't got a little nosiness in you?
To know what? If they did it or not?
No.
What?
Just you ain't got a little nosiness in you. You want to know a little bit more?
I don't.
Just in general. I'm not talking about this particular thing.
Obviously, he been sipping on something before we started this episode.
I ain't sipping on nothing.
So what I'm saying is we about to say goodnight. Tell him who you are, and I'm going to tell him who I am. Hurry up.
All right. Are we going to go now?
Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving.
Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnnie Mobley Jr.
I'm Deirdra.
Oh, you ain't my wife no more?
Oh, Just sit there and pour it out my little heart about the Lord has put a burden on me to pray for these people.
Oh, baby.
And we were just talking about it, and you done took it all the way left.
You caught me off guard.
It's okay.
How deep you went in
No,
it.
I didn't. I just wanted to talk. Is this not the platform for us to express how we feel?
So this was a transparent conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have transparent conversations
absolutely.
with our followers.
Right.
And with our listeners, and but this was a little bit more transparent conversation between us, because these are the questions I would ask you.
Yeah, that's just where my heart is, babe.
Okay,
that's it.
I ain't trying to say it's different. I ain't trying to say nothing bad.
Just the line of questioning went a little bit north.
I don't think it did.
Okay,
this is what I would ask if we wasn't on camera.
Okay.
So you not my wife now?
I'm always.
But I need you to say it. This has been Moments with the Mobleys. I am your man, Johnnie Mobley Jr.
And I'm Deirdra.
Okay. All right. Tune in next time for the Johnny Show.
That ain't even how it go.
But whatever.
Now you gonna get an attitude?
I'm Deirdra.
End the show.
Peace out, y'all. I ain't saying it again because you done said I'm Deirdra twice.
That is my name.
That is your name. Peace out.
Have a good night, y'all. If we've done anything that has helped your marriage, said anything that has helped your marriage, y'all please just go and momentswiththemobleys.com is our website. We're available on all social medias. We are very active on all social medias. As Moments with the Mobleys on Twitter, we're Mobley Moments. We appreciate you. Send us any questions, any comments, anything way that we have blessed you all to info@momentswiththemobleys.com. If you need a consultation for premarital, marital coaching, anything like that. Like I said, we have booking on availability. You can book on the website or Facebook, Instagram. Send us an email. We love to hear from y'all.
It's the last time I'ma say it. I am your man, Johnnie Mobley Jr.
I'm Deirdra, his wife. I just said I'm your wife. You didn't hear me say I'm your wife. Y'all have a good night. Night. Crazy. I love him.